Hello my love, it's Rachel here, and today I decided to bring a different kind of video, a new kind of video here in this channel, where I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I used or what I was doing in the past month, in this case in the month of April, right? So I started to bring to this edition books that I read and that I'm still reading, and some decks that I used on my personal and professional practice. Let's see what you think about this video. It's a video that I always like to watch, to see what people have been using in real time. I think it's inspirational for me. Let's see what you think about it. So, let's start with books. A book that I read again for, I don't know how many times I already read this book, but I read again in April, was The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Translation and commentary by Sri Swami Satchidananda. This edition is a beautiful edition of the Yoga Sutras. If you never read the Yoga Sutras, I strongly recommend you to do that. So many insights, tons of wisdom, lots of things that we are going to see that we practice in psychology, in other areas here in the Western world. We're going to find a lot of that here in the Sutras. And this special edition is the one that was recommended for us when I was taking my yoga teacher training back, I think, in 2018. This one was the one that was recommended by the teacher and the one that we used to study for the teacher training. So you are going to have each sutra and a commentary, an explanation. It's hard to say how inspirational, how beautiful, how enlightening is this book. I strongly recommend, and I read it again in April. A book that I'm finally reading, I'm close to halfway in the book, is this one, A Walk Through the Forest of Souls, A Tarot Journey to Spiritual Awakening by Rachel Pollack. So, this book, it's been impressing me. It's a beautiful book. But I think that is important to say, it's not a tarot book, like, at least I am halfway, I didn't see that, like, it's not about having tarot meanings. So she's not going to go through each card and telling you the meanings, because I saw some people making this commentary like, oh, I didn't find any kind of useful information because she was not explaining the meaning of the cards. So I would say that this book, well, we can think about this book in two different ways. One of them is like, maybe it's not for beginners. It's not what a beginner would be looking for. And another point of view is, it could be for a beginner as well, since you're trying to look at tarot through the lenses of personal development, of understanding this tool. She talks a lot about Kabbalah, which is one of the main foundations of my spiritual practice. And it is a beautiful, beautiful book, inspirational. I love the way she started talking about tarot, like how we have so many stories about the origin of tarot, and we have the history behind tarot. So she says, like, do we need to not believe that tarot came from a game in order to respect this tool? Or can we understand the history and the stories and see how it adds up to this amazing tool? So it's beautiful, a beautiful book that I would recommend. Another book that I'm reading, it's here with me. I don't know, for over a year. And this book is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It was a gift. My husband gifted this book to me. Oh, and it's gorgeous. He talks about creativity, and because sometimes when you think about creativity, we think only about people that are artists, right? So we think, oh, I'm not an artist, I'm not creative. But as we know, as the Empress teaches us, we are all creative beings, right? So this book talks about that, speaks about that kind of idea. And he even starts saying, like, all of us, we are all creators. We are all artists in our own way. So it is a book about creativity, and he talks a lot about spirituality here, right? How this inspiration that allow us to create here in the material world comes from the spiritual world. I think it's very beautiful, a very beautiful book. I would recommend. And now let's go to some decks that I've been using a lot, or that I used a lot in this month of April. I can't believe April is almost over. I just cannot believe that. But so a deck that I showed you already in another video is this one, the Muse Tarot by Chris N. And I use this deck a lot in April. I would tell you that this deck helped me. I think this deck was in already 2 videos on this channel, and it was on my list of decks for spring. Let me have a sip of water. For spring, and I feel like she has been helping me to say hello, welcome spring. You know, it's been like a colder spring here in Canada, colder than the past few years. So she has been helping me to step into that fun place, that colorful place, and welcome spring in my practice, because seasons, they're very important in my practice, in my life, right? So the Muse Tarot is one that has been an important part of my practice, especially my personal practice, not only when it comes to my business. Yes, she has been helping me in my creation process when it comes to my business, but in other areas of my life as well. Love her, love her, love her. Now, a new deck that came to my collection now in April is the Moonchild Tarot. Danielle Noel, by Danielle Noel. When she started launching her decks, I don't even remember when she launched her first deck, and I don't remember if it was this one or the Star Child, I think, or Star Seed, I think Star Child. It was not something, even though I always thought that her artwork was beautiful, I didn't feel the call to have the deck in my collection. Don't ask me why, I just didn't. And then lately I started, I don't know, feeling that her artwork and her decks, they were kind of calling me. So before buying this deck, I bought the Dreamwork Oracle by Danielle Noel. It's a mass market oracle. I want to create a video about Dreamwork here for you, then I'm going to show the deck. And then I decided to give this one a try. There's the original Moonchild Tarot. This one is the Moonchild Tarot Shadow Edition. There's the original one. The colors, they were not speaking to me that much, but when I saw this one, I fell in love, and I decided to add this little girl to my collection. And because of the colors that they are pastel in some way, I thought then, oh, for sure this deck's not going to be a deck for shadow work. No. Guess what? It was amazing for shadow work. It is, I don't know, I think people say it is a rose petal finish, and I really, really love this deck. It is a sweet deck. It is a real deck. I'm not going to make a review here because it would make this video too long, but it's a beautiful, beautiful deck that came to my collection now in April, and I've been using a lot for shadow work and for dream work as well. Okay, I love this deck with the Dreamgate Oracle. Now, one tarot deck that I decided to bring to my collection as well, and I have been using a lot in April, is this one here. It is the Wandering Star by Cat Pierce, published by Hay House. And you want to know what happens to this deck? This deck has something that I don't really like in a tarot deck. I don't really like that much. Keywords. I don't like keywords because I just don't like keywords in tarot decks. But let me show you. Keywords here in this deck, they are almost hidden in the artwork, so it is okay, it is fine. Look, and the reason why I have been using this deck so often, it is because the artwork reminds me of my childhood books. I don't know, look at this, let me show you. Did you have some childhood books with this kind of art? And I like the way they are. It is a very, very colorful deck as well, but it is very, I don't know, people in this deck, they look so, I don't know what term to use, but can you see there's not lots of expression going on? So I feel, oh, look at this, beautiful. So it feels like they allows us to step away from our deep emotions and create readings that are going beyond, maybe. It makes me feel calm. I feel this artwork soothing, makes me feel calm, makes me want to stop and look at the cards and think a little bit, because there's not that much of emotion going on. I have to think a little bit more to go beyond the surface, the feelings that could be in the surface, and reach feelings that are under the surface, let's say like that. I don't know if it makes any sense, but maybe in the future I'm going to make a review about this deck as well. But for me, this is my childhood deck. That's the reason why I've been using this deck that much. And then this girl here is the one that I've been using a lot for work. So in sessions, in mentoring sessions, with my students, with my clients, I've been using this deck a lot. This deck is the Uncommon Tarot. It is by Shaheen Miro, with commentary by Teresa Reed, Miro and Reed, published by Wiser Books. This deck, I decided to add it to my collection, and I was a little unimpressed because when I got the deck I said, oh, it's a little blurred. I don't like this star image at all, but then I was feeling like, oh, it is a little blurred. And then I showed my husband, and he, unlike me, he knows a lot about art, and he said, oh, it's some kind of filter they use to make the image more, I don't know, to make it look better maybe. Look at this one, gorgeous. And this deck's a collage deck, Uncommon Tarot. It is very nice to shuffle, and she loves to work with people, any kind of readings. So I would say that this is the deck, not the only one, but the deck that I reached the most for professional readings in April 2025. So that's it. I am on a mission now to create shorter videos. Yeah, because if you let me, I'm going to be here talking to you forever, and I know that's complicated, so I'm on a quest to make shorter videos. If you created some video sharing what you used a lot now in April, just tell me that I would like to watch. I love to watch this kind of videos. Thank you so much for being here with you. I'll see you in the next video. Lots of love.